Hi everyone, I'm Lee Pacchia and you are watching The Business of Law, the only web TV show focusing on the challenges and opportunities facing the legal profession. It's kind of rad. Joining me today, we have Mike McDevitt. He's the CEO of Tandem Legal Group. He came up from Washington, D.C. to see us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's a very exciting time here.
What is Tandem?
Tandem Legal Group is a law firm. We're a law firm that really focuses on helping organizations obtain tremendous legal support and helping them through their challenges to help them grow. So we're a company that helps people. We focus on helping people grow through any kind of legal challenge or business challenge.
You're about 25 people, revenue somewhere between 3 or 4 million a year, is that right?
Correct, yeah.
And you're not a lawyer, yet you own a piece of this.
I'm not a lawyer.
How does that work?
I'm the co-founder of the business. It's a funny story. Before my time with Tandem, I was in an organization as a CEO for about 7 years, and I was lucky enough to experience significant growth. And in that time of experiencing significant growth, I had a lot of frustrations from the legal world of how it was not effective at supporting my size business during that time frame. So after I left my last firm, I was just kind of wondering what I was going to get into next. And I got a call from a fellow, a good friend of mine who is a lawyer. And he said, "Hey, Mike, the frustrations you've had from the legal world in your time?" I'm like, "Yes." He goes, "Well, I found a way that we can fix them. I found a way that you can become the CEO of a law firm and actually have a stake in that law firm and help other companies get tremendous legal support." So I said, let's do it.
Not a lot of people who are outside the law are looking to get into the law these days. Some people would say, I'm not one of them, but some people would say that it's kind of like running into a burning building.
I'm guessing a lot of people would say that. You can't open up a newspaper today without hear the woes the legal industry is going through. But let's be realistic. The law has to be here. It's the rules to the game. It has to be more effective at helping the companies understand them and helping them kind of venture through those challenges. So law is not going anywhere. Just the way that law is being done has to evolve with the world. And that's starting to occur.
So we were talking before about this special rule in Washington, D.C. that allows non-lawyers to own pieces of legal businesses. Can you talk to us a little bit about the rule, how did it come to pass, what's it like? I have to admit I wasn't aware of it before I researched this interview.
Not many are. Again, not many people are looking to get into the industry, but it's called Rule 5.4, and basically it's not as sexy as some might appear to be. It basically says that non-lawyers can have an ownership interest in law firms. Originated a while back, mainly I think through the lobbying expectations they were getting through it, so that lobbyists and law firms could be together under the same roof. We're simply taking it from a different angle and allowing an individual who has tremendous experience, such as myself, running an organization effectively, to be inside the law firm and have the benefit of helping that law firm grow. And our law firm grows by helping our clients grow.
It's a huge issue. When a lot of people take a look at the business of law, they say one of the problems in the American system is that you can't have non-lawyers own pieces of law firms. Do you see this rule popping up in other jurisdictions around the United States?
I would hope so. We've seen it open up over in the UK, and it's been a tremendous success. It went gangbuster right out of the gates. And to my knowledge, there's been no complaints from the clients about it. And that's really what the rule was about initially, ensuring that we're protecting the clients of the law firms to make sure they're getting the proper legal support and that proper advice. I'm proud to say that I'm not a lawyer, and my level of knowledge on law is not that high. So I'm not going to get involved in legal decisions for our organization. My job as a CEO is to help our organization run an efficient and effective firm, and that's where I really focus on.
So you have a different structure and order of organization. How does Tandem sell itself? How does business development work? Do you have attorneys going out and selling services, or is that more your job?
We like to say we sell ourselves best from our current clients. We love to make our clients extremely happy, and the majority of our leads come in from referrals from our current clients. But most of the time, maybe myself and an attorney would go out together for a potential client and have a conversation. It's kind of interesting to have that business mindset, because I've been in their seat, and that legal mindset, who has a great understanding for the law, together at the same time, because this individual for the first time believes that this lawyer is leaving understanding his business. And having ourselves together to put the power of legal and business under the same roof, it's been very successful thus far in attracting clientele.
Now, you've said before in other interviews that you don't want Tandem to grow too much. Can you elaborate on that? That's an unusual thing for someone running any business organization to say. How do you say no to growth?
It is. I've lived through growth. I love growth. It's what excites me. But we plan on growing through our clients' growth in the future. My partner Randy and I spent really almost a year working extremely hard on getting the culture of Tandem. Before we even opened the doors for business, we spent that year understanding what we want to be as an organization, what the culture we wanted to be, how we want to help our employees develop and grow. And we determined that around that rule of 25 to 30 attorneys is probably when that culture is going to reach that point of we're going to test the waters and see if we think we can continue to grow. But our limit to growth is finding those like-minded, engaging, curious lawyers that want to practice this type of style, where they're partnering with their clientele. They're not managing first to third years of associates. So it's a different mindset of an attorney. You never know the exact future, but at this point right now, we're thinking that's probably about the size we want to get to.
Sure. It's interesting you pick up on the notion of partnering with your client. Compensation for Tandem, it's interesting. I mean, of course, you have hourly fees and you have success fees, but also you've noted that on occasion you'll take equity positions in your clients. That's unusual.
It is. I mean, it had its peak probably back in the internet bubble days on the West Coast, and we basically, I think the legal firm right now is looking for ways to change, and a constant topic of conversation is that of different ways to charge their clientele. And in my opinion, as interesting as that is, it's kind of looking for your keys under the light, and that's not what I think is actually wrong with the legal system, and I totally agree. So we do get creative with our clientele based on who our clients are. If you're young and we have great faith that you're going to be a continued success, we have the ability to kind of partner with them from an equity stake. And what that does is it helps align all of our attorneys with the interest of our clientele.
How many of those deals have you done?
Just two right now from the equity perspective.
Okay. I imagine it's complicated on the ethical side because you have to, of course, avoid conflicts of interest. I mean, not only are you the lawyer for the entity, you're also an investor. Sometimes those roles can get mixed up.
Very much has that potential. I mean, we're small minority positions in the organization, so we're not going to be having a large influence in their decisions of how they run their kind of operating agreements per se. But yeah, you'd be amazed at what that little small percentage of holdings does for an attorney as he's sitting at his desk there, wondering should he bill that extra quarter hour, should he just round that down to the last hour? And it's really interesting to see how they really get intrigued and want to learn more about their client, which is that shareholder. So I'm very confident that the positives I've seen outweigh the negatives that could occur some places.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you talk about this because it sounds like almost a throwback to the days where law firms and the financial industry was a lot smaller and you had almost this familiar relationship between professional and client that you don't really see anymore these days.
It's different. You might see it, but it's, I guess, more of that boutique kind of organization. You see all the media that's talking about law firms is talking about those massive organizations. If we thought we were doing something innovative, and I guess the fact that I'm a partial owner in the firm is innovative, but really what we're building is a law firm that was 40 years ago, where you had the inverted pyramid as far as where the partners are and the associates are versus what today is the exact opposite. So it'd be interesting to see a graph of the average size of the top 50 law firms in size over the past 100 years, because this is a very recent thing to see how it's inverted that way.
Right, they used to be a lot smaller. Really interesting stuff. What comes next for you guys?
You know, we're continuing to look to grow the organization from that of bringing on new and innovative clients. We have a different range of clients. We have those organizations that are looking to grow, and they utilize us for business services, legal services to help them through that. We have clients that are major organizations that are just looking to help us with capital raises or M&A work they're doing. So we're all over the board just looking for great people, both from the internal side of more attorneys and from the external side of great clients.
Are you looking to grow outside D.C., or is it mostly
right now we're just
Washington
inside D.C.? That's where we're going to probably be for a while.
Mike McDevitt, thanks so much for stopping by today.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, that's what we have for this week. If you'd like to see more of our stuff, be sure to go follow us on Twitter. We also have a YouTube channel. I suggest you subscribe. It's fantastic. I'll see you next week.